Hi, welcome back to the 360 Solicitors Microcast. The album is called How the Law Works in Nigeria. This is episode 7 and it's titled Received English Laws in Nigeria. I am Ishaq, a Nigerian lawyer, but you can call me Shola for short. I'll be right back. Great Britain colonized Nigeria, and because of that, Nigeria inherited some English laws called the Received English Laws. These Received English Laws are the common law of England, doctrines of equity, and the statutes of general application. Common law is simply the case law of English courts, and it's usually rigid. In other words, the provisions of the common law are harsh and sometimes ridiculous. An example: once upon a time, if you transferred property to a friend to hold for your child until she became an adult, the common law said your child had no right to claim the property, even if your friend was not denying the reason you gave him the property in the first place. Of course, that's unfair, so this is where equity came in. Equity is all about fairness and what is just and agreeable to good conscience. In order for equity to combat the strictness of common law, it simply makes up a statement about what should happen in different cases. These statements are called maxims or doctrines of equity. So, which maxim of equity allows your daughter to take the property from your friend? Well, in this case, the maxim is that equity regards the beneficiary as the true owner. Because of this maxim, equity deals with that common law rule this way. Equity says, your friend is the legal owner because the property is in his name. Your friend is a trustee because he's holding the property in trust and for the benefit of your daughter. Your daughter is the equitable or true owner because she is the beneficiary of the property. And your daughter can also become the legal owner when she becomes an adult. Much of the common law of England and the doctrines of equity are now part of Nigerian case law. As explained in episode 6, once a Nigerian court applies a legal principle in a case, whether that principle is of common law or equity, that principle becomes part of Nigerian case law, which the same court or lower courts must follow in other cases unless they have very good reasons not to do so. Doctrines of equity are now also applied to soften the rigidity of Nigerian legislation. For example, the Land Use Act says the governor of a state must consent to almost every land transaction in that state, or else the transaction is illegal. The implication of this is that if Mr. Macaroni sells his land at Lekki to Brother Shaggy and Governor Sanwo-Olu is yet to give his consent to the sale, then Mr. Macaroni is still the owner of the land and Brother Shaggy has no title to it at all. This is bad for real estate business, especially where the governor can decide not to give his consent. So, again, equity comes to the rescue. Equity says even though Mr. Macaroni is the legal owner, Brother Shaggy is the equitable owner, and once the governor gives his consent to the sale, Brother Shaggy becomes the legal owner of the land. Statutes of general application were legislation in force in England as of the 1st of January 1900. These are 19th century laws, and good examples are the Partnership Act of 1890 and the Trustee Act of 1893. Even though these laws have changed in England itself, these particular versions still apply in Nigeria unless the National Assembly or a State House of Assembly has passed another law to replace them. Because Nigeria was a colony and then a young country at independence, these English laws, especially the statutes of general application, were used to fill in the gaps in our legal system. However, Nigeria is over 60 from the time of independence in 1960, and some of these statutes of general application are still applied in Nigeria. Before I go, don't forget, nothing in our podcast is legal advice. Our podcast is for educational purposes only. If you need legal advice, please consult a lawyer. If you like the episode and subscribe to the channel for more, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. The handle is at 360 Solicitors or at Shola for short. See you in the next episode.